There are more than 60,000 people signed up at 4 different Facebook accounts that are fan Facebooks, and we think they're great. But we've started our own official Facebook. It's facebook.com/RealAlexJones. You want to go check it out? Facebook.com/RealAlexJones, and then Twitter.com/RealAlexJones. And we send out photos in the office, articles, documents. We get your responses, your questions. You've heard me reading them here on air. Okay, so I'm just going through a few of these callers. On the Funkmaster 5 channel, there's a lot more of this. Going through these talk show hosts. Caller calls in with serious info, says they're coordinating gas prices. I mean, there's been congressional hearings about that. Everybody knows that. And it's just, no, there's no mothership above the earth. Fluoride's really dangerous, and they're forcibly medicating us. Oh, yes, I'd want to drink buckets of it. All the scientists agree it's good. No, they don't. So it's just amazing. Now, here's Dennis Miller. He's even worse. I mean, this is the disdain he has for his audience. Here it is. This just happened a month ago. Thousands of news articles admitting world government from mainstream media and saying it's good. But when you call in and don't like it, Miller knows what to do. He says, listen, little slave, that isn't real. You're a kook. Here it is.
Thanks. Keith in Texas, what's up?
Hey, Dennis, great show.
Thank you, sir.
I wanted to say first I went to my first Tea Party on July 4th. I learned a lot of things there. It was really great. But I come out of there worried because, well, as a Texan here, we have Rick Perry, and he's running for governor against Kay Bailey Hutchinson. And some people say he's going to be running for president, possibly. The thing that bothers me is I saw a News 8 Austin local news here, newscast on YouTube about him attending the Bilderberg conference, and that concerns me because he's
attended what?
Attending that meeting, which
attending what?
Which Kay Bailey Hutchinson attended.
Wait a second. I know I asked for no ketchup on the burger at the drive-thru, and you're all thrown off. But just go back to the name. Did you say the Wally Hilgenberger conference?
What? Bilderberg conference. Bilderberber.
That's creeping me out. I'm sorry, baby. I'm going to rock. I need my bergs with an ERG at the end, as in Jimmy Cameron's Titanic. Why don't you start spelling it? Otherwise, I get conspiracy and I don't have time right now.
Yeah,
but Bilderberg.
I think that is conspiracy.
Yeah, it sounded conspiracy. You know, there's certain words as soon as you hear them. When a guy says Bilderbergian, and you say, can you explain that? And they keep going, you know that they've, in the middle of appearing measured.
It's like a trilateral commission.
Yeah, in the middle of appearing measured, he's dropped a huge, steaming, ideological cow pie, and you should move on from it. All right, Dennis Miller Show.
Now, see, he told the listeners, you need to move on from this. This isn't real. This is a pile of cow poo, and it's an imaginary hamburger. This guy is insane. He calls in, News 8 Austin, Dallas Morning News, all reported he went to Bilderberg, violated the Logan Act. It's in my film Endgame. Dennis Miller says, everyone should just move on. No one should listen to that guy. He knows his job. He thinks he's part of this elite. He thinks it's funny to keep you in the dark. He thinks it's cute. Now, here's Michael Savage when he gets asked about Bohemian Grove. He doesn't back off from it. He talks about how it's disgusting and a bunch of old Republicans, naked men wallowing on each other. So here's Michael Savage. Of the 4, and I went through a bunch of others, he's the only one in the whole list, a big-time talk show host, who would address reality. Michael Savage.
Perry, you're on the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Michael, I'm very concerned about our country. I just got done watching the cremation of care video on YouTube. It talks about what they really, and it shows video evidence of what they do at the Bohemian Grove. All these guys are sick.
Whoa. Now, you're setting me up with something or something. You didn't want to really talk. You wanted to talk about the Bohemian Grove. So you're obsessed with the Bohemian Grove.
Well, I mean, I saw video proof of what they do there. And
so what is it you want America to do, close down the Bohemian Grove?
Well, I think they should start to be a little more open to the fact that a lot of these guys agree about most of the issues behind closed doors. They may act like they're opposed when, you know, they're in the public eye, but it's all an act.
Who is in the Bohemian Grove? Are they Bohemians, or are they...
Well, you have guys like Schwarzenegger's been there, Bush, Newt Gingrich has gone there.
How come I haven't been invited? I'd like to get naked in the woods with a bunch of fat old Republicans. Why am I not invited? I can think of no better vacation this August than to be invited to get naked and get down with some fat, naked Republicans like Newt Gingrich. What a great summer vacation that would be.
An owl statue also.
What else do they do? They drink what? They drink blood? I mean, what else are you suggesting?
Well, the interesting thing is there's a video on YouTube where you can see it. I mean, they show the whole little ceremony they do.
Let's not go into it. I'm not interested in that part. Can we do this in a family way? What do they do there that upsets you?
Well, they do a mock sacrifice in front of an owl statue. And
that's cute. That's almost innocent. And what is it that they sacrifice?
Servitude.
No, but what do they kill?
Well, it's a mock sacrifice of a human being. It's like a dummy. It's a wooden
dummy. What, they use a crash dummy from an old test that that Schwarzenegger gets from one of the departments he has. They get a crash dummy and they sacrifice it.
I think so. I don't think so. I mean, it has origins in paganism. And
is there sex? Come on, let's get down to it. Is there wild sex in the woods while the wives are away? Is that what you're implying? The thought of it with Newt Gingrich is enough to make me puke. Savage.
All right, folks. The point is, Savage lives in San Francisco. He knows when they're meeting. It's the end of July, August. He knows that. He just wants to... Savage can't stand not showing people that he knows about it. The other host would just say, flying saucers doesn't exist. Well, here is the film, Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove, and The Order of Death. 2 films, the 2000 infiltration, the other fellow that infiltrated in 2003, and they set him up and sent him to prison for it. That is all in here. What Mark Jones, I'm trying to remember his name. Poor guy, should be getting out soon. The point is, the order of death. Our entire society is ruled and controlled by deep occultists. Director Alex Jones. 2 films on 1 DVD. Infowars.com. Everybody should see this. Churches should see this. People should know what's really going on inside this facility and how the 2 Bushes attend it and the things that go on there. Because the entire illusion of who they are and what they are is shattered by these 2 documentary films. One's an hour and a half long. The other's 46 minutes long. 2 films, 1 DVD, Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. You want to wake people up? This will wake up Christians, ladies and gentlemen. This will wake them up to their Republican Party. This is like holy water or a wooden stake to Count Dracula. Oh, man, there is so much going on. There is so much happening. You know, I did probably 6 hours this weekend of research, Friday, Saturday night. For some reason, I hadn't really studied what Monsanto was up to in about a year. And I knew how wicked this company was and all the evil things they've been involved in, from dioxin dumps in major cities like Anniston, Alabama, to knowing Agent Orange was going to kill people and all of those reports, to the GMO food. And I knew that in their own studies and in countless studies I'd seen over the years that the different corn varieties that produce their own pesticide, the corn grows its own pesticide so bugs won't eat it. And the German studies about this BT corn variety, bees will still get the pollen and they go and die. And that's reportedly one of the big reasons they're dying. And so I ended up spending 3 hours one night, 3 hours another night. My wife's like, don't you ever stop. Just reading and reading and reading and reading. And then I get up here on air. How do you present 6 hours of research in just a few minutes? But I'm going to get some guests back on about this because Monsanto is exploding. It was ruled Corporation of the Year by Forbes. They are over 70% of all GMO crops, and they're doing sugar beets and just everything else now. I mean, they're now rolling out aggressively every major crop there is, and they're like, look, you can spray weed killer on this and our plant doesn't die, but it absorbs it. And no bugs can eat it because we've engineered pesticides into it. And then all these prestigious universities and facilities test it, and they feed it to rats. and they get liver failure and kidney failure and die in mass. And other companies with their potatoes and rice. And in fact, I meant to print this. It didn't print for some reason. Google, it was L.A. Times was the first one I saw a few years ago. UN, well, the UN is now looking at shipping rice to the third world that sterilizes men. But I'm trying to remember the exact headline. It was GMO rice contraceptive for men. Give me that. But the point is that that's what these major Monsanto crops in every study sterilize or reduce fertility in the mice, in the guinea pigs.